cousin was like, you know, like off the what's the one show? They have like
that cartoon show. Rollo from that cartoon show. Yeah, yeah. I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Go with Rollo because I was going to do a name change over at last yesterday I had.
Yeah.
And I just had to fade away from that.
I understand. Let's get everybody. It's your boy, Mr. Daniel Banks, aka DJ Fine, CEO of JTU. We are Jersey Magazine and Jersey Diamonds. You already see me hanging out with my boy, Young Rollo.
Yeah, you know what's going on. It's Young Rollo.
Young Rollo in the building.
Yeah.
Passing through Jersey made. You feel me? He lives in PA now, but he's still a Jersey head. So we had to have him come through. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you coming through, my brother. Most definitely. So we're going to get to know Rollo. You know what I'm saying? He just dropped a single called Shooters. Check it out. October 3rd, he dropped that. So make sure you go check it out. It's on all streaming platforms. All streaming platforms. Make sure you go check that out. So, Young Rollo, let's talk for a little bit. You can sit back and relax, brother. Let's talk for a little bit. Now, you've been in the game for a while, you know what I'm saying, doing things. Right now, you're talking about revamping the music career and everything, right? So tell me about what is it like, I don't want to say restarting, because restarting is like you had to push a button and then there was like a lot of things that could have gone negatively. But in reality, you're actually revamping to a next level. So tell me about this revamping process for you.
You know, of course, it's like a little stressful. You trying to figure out where you're going to start over again and how you're going to do it. But it's also like a stress reliever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got to deal with what happened in the past.
Right.
And a lot of things happened, so it was definitely a stress reliever for me. You know, I took them steps and I did my research and I was like, you know what? I know what I got to do.
Right.
Just execute. So.
Definitely. Now, what is it like to actually take those previous experiences, right, and not feel like weighed down? Like, how do you continue to stay motivated to continue to pursue music? You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, if you've gone through a lot of things and you're revamping, sometimes it could take your focus away from like the main vision you have behind your music, but you actually took that as a motivation for you to go to the next level. So what was it like staying motivated? Like, how did you keep yourself motivated even going through some of the things that you've been through?
Honestly, my daughter.
Okay.
I got a daughter. She got to eat.
Right.
You know? And reality is like, I invested so much, you know. I invested so much, I can't fall back.
Right.
I can't fall back. That's not an option for me. You know, I just gotta keep pushing. You know, all the feedback I get. Yo, Rollo, when you dropping music? When you dropping music? When the next video dropping? And that just give me motivation to even drop more and to continue pushing.
Right. That's dope. Now, in the past, you were with the label, right?
Yes.
And let's talk about that for a little bit, right? Because I think some people need to understand what it's like to be connected to a label and really reading in between all the lines, right? Like, you gotta read everything, you know, because we can get with the hype. We could be like, all right, cool, like somebody want to invest in me, somebody want to, you know, help me take my career to the next level, but then it may not work out the way we wanted to. So let's talk about what is it like being a part of a label, and then what is it like maybe possibly not finding out like it was what you really wanted it to be, and then now going to the next part would be having your own label.
The first experience, like when you get something, like, it's the best feeling, like, 'cause you feel like you made it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to have that feeling, like, oh, yo, this is the next step, this is the biggest thing. Everybody rooting for you. And then when you get down the line, it's like, all right, what's the next steps? You hoping that the label is gonna reach out to you and help you, take you to the next steps.
Right.
And when you see the steps not happening, you're like, all right, what's going on? I drop a single, you know what I'm saying? Of course, they put it on, you know, the platforms, but they're not pushing it. They're not helping you push it, you know. And then what's crazy about these independent labels is like they don't really give advancements like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They just hit you with promise notes like, yo, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and just hoping that it's gonna, you know, they're gonna pull in on their end. But I couldn't, you know, when I started seeing like, all right, what's going on? I hit the guy up. I'm like, yo, like, what's going on? I didn't get put on the website. So that was like my biggest thing, like, oh, how I don't get put on the website?
But you signed, right?
Yeah, but I'm signed. Oh, we be working on it. I'm like, can I go to the headquarters?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you go to headquarters right now. When he said that, I was like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then it just like, I felt like at that moment down the line, I felt like I wasn't signed. Like, I felt like I was still independent, you know, on my own, no label.
Right.
So I was like, you know what, it's time to it's time to fall back from this situation.
And you were locked into that for, you said, 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So now for those 2 years, I guess for that last year, you were just doing a bunch of planning and researching, like seeing how you're gonna make a power move after you were released from that label.
Yes.
So now, like, what was that process like?
It was definitely like, I gained a lot of knowledge, as far as like putting music on platforms myself, how to network. It definitely was a great feeling ever, because a lot of people don't want to take the time to really like sit down and learn.
There you go.
But when you really start learning, and you're like, oh, I could have been did this 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You're like, I could probably been further in my career. So it really boosted like motivation for me to keep working. Because it's crazy how many, especially like, you're streaming when you come back and they taking percentages off, and it's like, damn, but you're not doing nothing. How you taking percentages off? Like when you find out what's the percentage off the Spotify and they taking their cut, you really ain't getting paid much.
Exactly.
So when I learned all that, it was like, you know what? I know what I'm gonna do. And I did it. And I fell back, and now it was like, it's the best feeling ever now, because I know what I have to do.
Right. And let's tell them, what is the name of that label that you now have?
It's Young Militant Soldiers.
Right. And what's the message behind that label that we pushing?
Young Militant Soldiers, it's just like, male, female, you just bossed up, and it kind of don't let people push you, you know what I'm saying? You just moving, keep moving, chin up high, like, and don't let these labels push you, because there's a lot of shit happening.
Absolutely. And that's got to be a good feeling, like coming out of a situation like that, and then, like you said, going to the next level. And now the positive route is, now I got my own label.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so now your own label, now does that include other people, or is that people that are you close to or you've worked with? Like, how did you come up with who you wanted to have signed underneath that label together?
Yeah, it's like me and my homie sat down and we like, yo, like we gotta get set started within us, and I'm like, well, our Young Militant Soldiers, you feel me? Like, we gonna move, and everybody was rocking with it. So like, you know what, it's gonna be within us, and I feel like it gotta start like that, especially with day ones.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There you
Because
go.
I especially in my past, like I tried dealing with out of circle people, and it just never worked.
Mm-hmm.
Never worked. So I was like, man, we just stick with day ones, and as long as we know we got us, and we could do anything.
Most definitely. Now earlier we was talking about his song "Glow Up," and he's gonna work on this visual, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be dope. So now you dropped that earlier in the year, right? And then obviously we had, unfortunately, this pandemic go on. So during that time of the pandemic, you said you were sitting down, you was doing research. So what kind of research as an artist did you have to take back and actually involve yourself in during this pandemic before we were able to actually start, making moves and everything again?
The research, basically like Spotify playlists, reaching out to the creators of the playlist, look for really people who really market and not no scams or nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Basically just the playlist, man, because playlist is everything right now. And I feel like that's where it's at in the digital era. Just that, and just building around myself as an artist in my camp. Getting putting people in position where they need to be, so it could, not make help me out, but help them out at the same time. So it was definitely there's definitely steps to it, but we definitely taking it there. So
that's dope. Good for you. I'm happy for you. I'm glad that you were able to have this label be a thing now, and for everyone that wants to start a label, if you ever need any help with that, hit up Young Rollo. Because he got the the good, the bad, and the ugly. So definitely make sure you go hit him up. So now for the shooters, right? So now that just dropped in October, the early part of October. Tell me about the making of that song. You actually did a collaboration with one of your boys. So tell me about that.
Shout out Sean Boy Max. Yeah. So we did like we talked. It was like, yo, let's we did songs in the past, but like, yo, let's just do an EP.
Right.
So we were like, all right, we'll do EP. We got the song together. So he sent it over. And I was feeling it, and I dropped the verse, eventually because of COVID,
right.
We had to do email by email, but, you know what I mean? So it was like, we're gonna name it Shooters, you know, and that's the hook, and we dropped it, you know.
It's fire. Make sure you go check it out. It's fire.
It was like, all right, we rocking with this, you know.
Most definitely. And now you actually, that doesn't stop there because you got some more things going on. So you got Shooters that just dropped, and then you got some more singles. We're not gonna tell them what those are yet. But what we got, we got looking forward to for 2021, man. Hit them with it.
Yeah, like I said, like we're definitely gonna drop the glowed up visual. Shout out Chad B on the song, you know that. We're gonna drop the visual for that. We're gonna drop the EP. Genesis. It's gonna be around like January, February, around that time.
Definitely.
And I'm gonna just keep on dropping singles. Just drop singles until, you know, I forgot the next project will come out.
Most definitely. Like I said, man, you heard it here first, man. Young Rollo in the building, passing New Jersey, stand up. You already know. My brother, tell them they can book you, follow you, everything.
Yeah, y'all can book me at book Young Rollo 17 at gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter at Young Rollo. That's YOUNG_RALLO.
That's it. That's all of them.
That's Twitter, Facebook.
It's everything. It's Twitter,
Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Young Rollo. You know what I mean? Put Young Rollo on Google, it'll pop up.
That's what I wanted to hear. Like I said, you heard it here first, man. We are Jersey Magazine. Young Rollo.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro.
You're ready. Thank you.
Thank you.
Turn up entertainment. Entertainment.